I'm bored. I wish I was staking out the junkyard public phone, too. Have you found any cool souvenirs? I've noticed that compared to Nihama, the people around here have a pretty high prosthetics percentage. But I haven't really found anything new. I'd sure like to get out of here and look around, but the Major would just get mad at me again. How about you? Hiruma showed up, hasn't he? Yeah, he definitely looks and sounds mad. He's been rambling on non-stop, bragging about the Chief and the Major. It's getting ugly.
I'll ask you once again, why did you close down the Tohoku Linear Railway?
As I've said again and again, it was because there was a risk of a terrorist attack aimed at the former cabinet minister.
What is it you think your people came all the way up here for instead of the police or the military? It was to round up all the terrorists before I got here. If you and your team of so-called professionals can't get the job done, then send in the SAT. Call up the SAT.
Pardon my saying so, sir, but the SAT is a special assault team. They can't be deployed for something as mundane as guard duty.
Don't split hairs with me. You and your men should just learn to keep your mouths shut and obey my orders. You kept my support association members waiting at the stations in berutarube. You caused me to lose face.
Excuse me, Mr. Former Cabinet Minister, sir, but if you had been shot or blown up when you were making your triumphant return on the Tohoku Linear Rail, you might have lost your face for real.
What the hell is this thing?
I apologize for our AI, sir. Pay no attention to it.
Aramaki, this is the last straw. I've had enough of your mockery. You and your people live and die at my whim. Don't forget that. It's about time that you learned your place and started behaving according to your station.
Did I say something wrong?
You're forgiven.
Really? Yahoo!
Chief, I know I shouldn't be questioning our mission, but do we really need to protect that guy?
Yes. If we don't keep him safe, our coming here will have been pointless. There's not much time before the ceremony. Find out all you can about this organization called the Seninkai ASAP.
Roger.
We stumbled across another ultra-high-frequency conversation, and guess what? They were talking about bullets for an anti-material rifle this time. Sounds mighty suspicious, doesn't it? We took it upon ourselves to go ahead and pinpoint the source of the sound waves. Don't you think this place looks like an automotive service shop? Come on, even I know that we always work in two-man cells. Tell you what, I'll keep watch over the place until someone comes, okay? I'm requesting immediate assistance now!
I've arrived at the service facility that the Tachikoma was talking about.
According to the Atorofu Support Police's database, The registered owner is named Chirii. He's the number 2 man in the Yakuza organization that runs the junkyard district. Also, what's this about ultra-high-frequency conversations?
I guess the Tachikomas have an ultra-high-frequency audio communications band. Come to think of it, did they say something about overhearing a conversation on the way here to berutarube?
No one told me.
I thought we'd file a report after we checked it out a little first.
Don't tell me. You aren't still giving them natural oil, are you, boss?
No, I'm not.
I don't know about you, but personally I'm more worried about those anti-material rifle shells.
We'll look into the Tachikoma's behavior later. For now, find out who was speaking in that conversation that the Tachikoma overheard.
Roger.
Who the hell are you, Jack?
Jack? My name isn't Jack. I believe you've mistaken me for someone else, sir.
Quit talking nonsense, Jack. I'm in no mood for games.
Excuse me, but you're the one who isn't making any sense.
Don't hold back. Waste this thing.
Data that you guys sent me. It's all vehicle maintenance info. It didn't have anything to do with anti-material rifles. Regardless, considering the weapons these Yakuza hits were packing, we can't write off the conversation Tachikoma intercepted as a bug. Maybe we need to do a little more digging into this.
Roger. No doubt about it. This is a think tank hangar.
So, did I do good then?
Combat androids. No one said anything about this.
At any rate, it looks like there's some information they don't want us to know about. Wipe out the enemy giving priority to data collection.
Ishikawa, what do you make of the data I just sent you?
This is their secret set of books. According to the code I cracked, these guys have been getting a wide range of weapons for years. I'll send you the decrypted data.
What the hell? You could open your own arms market with all this stuff.
It ain't cars that they were working on in here. It's obvious that this was a think tank hangar.
Well, that's a new one on me. I've never heard of combat androids hanging out in the car garage.
What about Chirii? You still don't have any leads on him?
I've already put in a request for assistance from the Otoroku Support Police, but he remains at large. At any rate, leave the scene to forensics. I want you to pull up and come back here.
Roger.
While searching the home of Tamiya, the man behind the string of virus-induced incidents, police learned of a shipping company president with whom Tamiya was in frequent contact. Through wiretaps, we've learned about a secret meeting he's planning to have with someone today. It will be in the VIP suite on the top floor of a high-rise hotel in downtown Berutarube. We contacted the hotel and received verification. The name of the registered guest staying in the VIP suite is an alias, and his address is fabricated as well. In addition, all the rooms on the top floor have been booked by the same person. Judging from the conversations that were wiretapped, it appears evident that both of these people were closely connected to Tamiya. At this time, we are unable to place these two with the Seninkai. However, you should be able to extract information of some sort regarding the motivation and background of Tamiya's virus-induced incidents. You are to apprehend both the shipping company president and the person with whom he's meeting secretly. Due to the Tachikoma's size, they cannot fit inside the building. They must remain on the rooftop.
How does it look?
There are some nasty-looking characters wandering around with some expensive, wicked toys.
Anyway, they might have gotten a suite, but they sure aren't sweethearts.
If they've rented the entire floor, then I guess that means we'll have to check every single room.
Combat isn't our objective here. Give top priority to apprehending the maritime shipping company president and the person he's secretly meeting with.
Tachikoma, how's it look on the roof?
Nothing to report. By the way, I heard something about how you can get paid a bonus. It's called hazard pay.
Police! Freeze! Where's the man you were with? Chief, the man he was meeting smashed through the hotel window and fled.
I'm having them arrest everyone with high-output prosthetic bodies in the vicinity of the hotel. I want you to escape from there with the shipping company president. A group of people who appear to be associates of that bunch back there just came up from the floor below you. I'll send a helicopter to the roof. Hurry.
Hurry up and open your hatch. We'll have company soon. This man is a crucial witness. Don't get him killed.
No way! You're not gonna get me to ride around in a box like this!
Now watch it, buddy! Where do you get off calling this captivating streamlined body of mine a box?
Say your prayers!
Tachikoma reported in saying that a man removed a device of some sort from the public phone under surveillance in the Junkyard District and walked off with it. After comparing this person's image data with that of the Otorofu Support Police, we've determined that it was the Chirii gang's underboss. Although their objective motives remain unclear, this provides a link between the Tamiya, the Saninkai, and the Chirii gang. To shed light on those two questions, we will need to get answers from Chirii himself, the top boss of the Chirii gang. Among other things, the gang's underboss should also know where Chirii is hiding. Apprehend the Chirii gang's underboss.
It's here! We just received Chiri's mugshot from HQ!
It's all starting to make sense now. Even though he may have been working on think tanks behind his car garage, the guy wasn't able to work on his own face. I just hope appearances aren't deceiving here.
This gives us a solid link between Chiri's gang and Tamiya.
Even though we see the connection clearly now, their objectives seem murkier than ever. We just can't get a good handle on this. There might be a whole lot of elements that contribute to making these guys suspicious. Take, for instance, what happened at the car garage and at the hotel. But those could be seen as the sort of things that a regular Yakuza group does during the regular course of business. And if that's the case, I don't see a reason for them to try to assassinate Hiruma.
Maybe there's a clue relevant to that right under our noses in the name Saninkai. At any rate, it's evident that this is no simple Yakuza group we're dealing with.
Even now that we know these facts, Chiri's presence is indispensable. Do whatever it takes to capture the underboss and get us some information.
Roger.
Through this door. Here's the plan. I'll circle around and meet up with you.
Chirii! That's far enough! Hold it! Chief, Chirii got away from us. It looks like the other side has a sniper working for them.
I'm having the Motoko Support Police assist you. They're going to put all their resources into the search for Chirii. Each of you be prepared to move out on a moment's notice.
Roger.
We've determined Chirii's whereabouts. He is at an underground arena in the Junkyard District where illegal fights are held. Chirii is not only involved in the plot to kill Hiruma, but he is also connected with the virus incidents. To determine what Chirii, who we believe to be the central figure in the Seninkai, is planning, it is necessary to uncover what he is hiding. The area has been surrounded by the Motoko Support Police. It's possible that he will escape using the sewers that run under the city like tunnels in an anthill. Your orders are to proceed to the scene at once and take Chirii into custody.
I appreciate the help. Thanks. You were the one who saved me, right? It's okay. Don't worry. Everything is working out exactly the way Mr. Sakata and the others were hoping. Relax. Your cargo will be arriving soon. I promise everything's going to be fine. If only we had the ability to control our minds and bodies the way your people can, things would have turned out much differently for us. We wouldn't have suffered like we did. People are fragile creatures. Your people will soon be living examples of how the human race ought to exist. Our enemies are going to be arriving here any moment now. If anything should happen to me, I want you to keep up the fight. Seta. Look after Shikari for me.
Hey boss, Section 9 entered the arena as you planned.
All right, we'll utterly crush them here. While I'm buying you some time, go gather together all the forces you can find.
Open the gate!
Gosh, I wonder what this place is used for! The construction and design are kind of similar to the training dome. It's him! I spotted Chirii!
It's no use. The gate won't open from here. You'll have to take out Chirii and open the gate.
Don't worry, leave it to me!
You know what you guys remind me of. You're like brothers to Seta.
Seta? Brothers?
In other words, you are beings who are both individual yet part of a whole. That is to say, you're the very symbols that represent the expression and embodiment of our ideals.
You weren't making any sense. What the heck are you trying to say?
If you are lucky enough to have your memories afterwards, carefully think over what I've said after this is over.
Let's go!
I've located successfully neutralized the target! Yeah!
I told it to take care of her. So you only kill Shibashi Gurus. Good girl.
Oh no! Chirii went and burned out a cyberbrain!
Leave the retrieval of Chirii's corpse to us. The rest of you, go after that little girl prosthetic body.
Roger. Tachikoma!
Sorry to keep you waiting!
Pull her into the sewers. Come on, let's get her.
Even so, is that really a prosthetic body?
Do you seriously think a little girl like that could lug around an anti-material rifle?
What are you two talking about? We've got one in our own unit, remember?
Really? You actually think of me as a woman? Either way, seeing as how there's a chance that it's a prosthetic body that was constructed in Chirii's shop, we're still left with the question of who gave the girl the orders.
We don't have time to waste on pointless chatter. Get out there and bring her in, now!
Chirii? Oh, I get it. That must be that girl's name. Really? You have a name too? Oh, so you're Seta. I've heard so much about you. Chirii said you were just like our brother, but I'm curious. Why aren't you a Tachikoma? And what exactly does Seta mean anyway? Oh, me? I'm a Tachikoma, of course. I have questions first, though. What does Ugochoranke mean? Oh, so that's what it means. Hey, how about Shibashikuru? Oh, now I get it. Wow, this is fun. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we synchronize? What do you say, huh? Huh? Why are you running away?
save you!
Wait for me!
She got away, huh?
Further pursuit at this stage is impossible. I'll send a warrant to the support police. Ishikawa, beef up the surveillance on the inn system.
Roger.
A black Tachikoma?
That's right, I saw it for myself with my own great big beautiful orb.
Ain't possible.
Honest, it's the truth. There's another one of us. Go ahead and run an analysis on any of the Tachikomas if you don't believe me.
So you're saying that this black Tachikoma and the girl model prosthetic body with the anti-material rifle were having those ultra-high frequency conversations you told us about?
Exactly!
Maybe the humidity is messing up its circuits.
Looks like we should send you in for maintenance.
But I'm telling the truth! Tachikomas, I now understand the difference between Shibashikoru and Kararaku. It would seem that Shibashikoru refers to an evil crow, and Kararaku, properly, Kararaku Kamui, is also a crow, but it refers to a good one. Hey, now hold on a minute there. I learned all that from Seta. No, it was me. That's old data. Okay, know-it-all, what does Seta mean then, huh? For your enlightenment, Seta means hunting dog and Shikari means hunter. I already knew that. I learned all that stuff from Seta too. No, that was me. Hey, I got a question. Why isn't Seta a Tachikoma? I mean, I'm a Tachikoma, you're a Tachikoma, and we're all Tachikomas. So why isn't Seta, huh? I want a name too. I want a name. Oh, I think I get it. Seta's called Seta because his body is black, right? No, that's way off base. Seta means hunting dog, doesn't it? So even if we were black, it wouldn't change the fact that we're Tachikomas. For one thing, according to information I've procured, there used to be a custom in these parts that in the 6 years it took for a child to grow and develop individuality, it wasn't given a specific name. It was called things like pile of crap or old crap. Which means that since we were first activated, it's been... Oh, I guess that means we're still considered piles of crap! A pile of crap, an individual without individuality. Yay, a brand new name! Crap, crap, crap!
If we're gonna send them back to the lab, should we go ahead and initialize them?
We need those little guys for this mission. Let's wait a while longer and see how things develop. More importantly, isn't the chief done yet?
No, he's still talking with Convey in the command center.
What could JSDA Watch want up here? We're supposed to keep an eye on the military.
Are you sure you won't accept my offer? You understand that if any of our secrets are disclosed, it will be considered nothing less than treason against the state.
Remember who you're speaking to. Besides, it means we're in the same boat. Preventing any assassination attempts against Hiruma is the only reason that we're here. If you don't mind my asking, what made you decide to come up to the far north? Just something you felt you had to do?
My reasons don't matter. I have two demands. The first is that you hand over Chiri's body. The other is that you transfer over all investigation authority.
Is that a request from the Chief of Public Security General Affairs Division or from the JSDA Watch Chief?
As Chief of the JSDA Watch.
Are you implying that Chirii had ties to the military?
JSDA Watch isn't the only one who knows he was working with the 27th Division to divert weapons. Military intelligence is aware of this as well.
You mean Kubota?
I expect you to cooperate and hand over Chiri's corpse, the data you seized, and all investigation records. I have to see to the safety of my operatives, but if any more surveillance targets get killed, there's a risk that our entire observation operation might collapse. Public Security Section 9 will hereby return to its original mission of safeguarding the former cabinet minister, and you will refrain from obstructing our investigation in any way. Have I made myself clear?
Excuse me. And what is the Chief of JSDA Watch doing all the way up here in the far north?
I trust that you'll do as I've asked.
Is he an acquaintance of yours?
Anyone in the upper ranks of the military would immediately know who he is, not the least of whom would be me. It so happened that I served with the 5th Army's 27th Division, which was bounced from post to post in Honshu as a result of him.
So anyway, what can I do for you?
The thing is, Hiruma himself has ordered me to provide a military escort for when he's observing the parade, saying that he can't count on Section 9 or the SAT.
That sounds like something an old man would say.
But I can't possibly meet these unreasonable demands of Hiruma's to send out helicopters or tanks. They're too far removed from security activities. But your Section 9 team has been given the objective of preventing Hiruma's assassination. Would you do this for me?
I understand.
I appreciate it.
Get in here, everyone. We have work to do.
So let me get this straight. What Convey is saying is that the containers Chirii had brought in by the shipping company president are actually weapons diverted from the 27th Division?
If that's true, then there's a possibility that the H-88 report that was sent to the Senninkai and the ceremony parade route map that we discovered on Chiri's desk were leaked from the military.
What has me worried is that Convey went to the trouble of coming to the far north in person.
So, what do you have in mind, Chief? Transfer investigation authority over to Convey?
Given that the threat of an assassination attempt against Hiruma by the Senninkai still exists, this falls into our scope of work. I placed Convey under surveillance. If he makes any moves, we'll be informed. Do everything you can to prevent Hiruma from being assassinated.
Based on the shipping company president's testimony, we've learned that the 3 delayed containers will arrive on today's ship. This cargo will most likely provide us with clues that will shed light on the organization of the Senninkai as a whole, as well as their objectives. From what the Chief of General Affairs Convey says, there's a chance that this cargo is connected to the military, but we're certain it's something that could not be shipped here via regular means. Proceed to the Harbor District at once, secure the containers, and investigate their contents. We have reason to believe that there are other organizations that are after these containers just as we are. Exercise all due caution as you carry out your mission.
Wow, look at all the containers! So we're supposed to find our 3 containers out of all of these, huh?
I wonder why they sent 3, not just 1.
I guess it means that it couldn't all fit into just one, right?
We'll know after we open one.
The enemy forces are probably after the same thing. Tachikoma, don't be distracted by anything other than the 3 containers.
I won't let those stinking terrorists get the better of me. I'll take care of it.
Mystery parts?
I think it's some kind of civil engineering equipment, but with only the parts to go on, it's nothing more than conjecture. Come on, let's look for the next container. machine guns and more mystery parts in this one.
We don't have time for you and your mysteries. Just give me a straight report.
There's a lot that I wish I knew too. Come on, let's go look for the next one and see what surprises it has in store.
That's all?
Well, among other things, there are several hundred rounds for a 20mm machine cannon. My theory is that the mystery parts are components that comprise some sort of machine. Would it be okay if I put them together, huh? Can I?
If you don't break anything, fine.
You can count on me!
A communicator, batteries, rations, and machinery of unknown purpose. Not to mention several hundred 20mm rounds. That's quite an inventory. Are you sure about this?
Yes, there are lots of military use items, aren't there?
That 20mm ammunition is pretty unique, though. In this day and age, anti-material rifles are about the only things that still use ammo like that.
Even if this supports the theory that the military is involved, we still don't know what the Senninkai objectives are. That worries me.
Well, let's see. You've got disrupting the ceremony, including assassinating Hiruma. Isn't that all?
If they have one, it's just one thing. No, they wouldn't.
All finished! Those components I found in the containers that I didn't know what they were for were actually think tank parts. Oh, wow! It looks just like us! It meets our standards, too! Yahoo! Yay!
Meets our standards?
Chief, I thought the Tachikomas were only used at Section 9.
I'm having Ishikawa do some investigation into the background of all Tachikomas, not just the black one. As for the rest of you, focus on the job at hand.
Roger.
Former Cabinet Minister Hiruma is surrounded by a terrorist group that's attacking him with the use of large buses. He was attacked while with his backers association when he left to inspect the parade route over the objections of the support police. We believe that raw data labeled Parade Route Map recorded on Chiri's disk found its way into the hands of local terrorists. Most of the terrorists have been successfully neutralized at this point, but the area around the VIP car that the former cabinet minister is holed up in is being controlled by several enemy snipers, and the situation is still in a stalemate. The entire area has been cordoned off by the Otorofu Support Police's roadblock vehicles. As you neutralize the remaining terrorist forces, wipe out the snipers, and rescue former cabinet minister Hiruma.
Hiruma, right? We're in public security section 9. Keep your mouth shut and do what we tell you. I'm about to open my hatch, so get your ass in here and make it fast. Go, let's move it.
How dare you speak to me like that? Don't you have any idea who I am?
I think that quietly doing as you're told is in your best interest. Are you getting in or not?
I don't have much choice. I'll get in. But I left some vital papers in the car. I can't leave without them.
Chief, we have no choice then. Return to the car for the documents. After you do that, I'll get back to you about your evac route.
Roger.
Order of business is getting out of that sealed-off street that you're on. Head to the south. There should be an escape point in the next sector over. I'll get back to you as soon as I can about what route to take after that.
I've located the enemy!
I'll send Section 9's helicopter to the parking lot. Keep an eye out for snipers as you make for the launch.
Roger.
Chirii next to you? Huh? Oh, I can't do that. If I hand over Hiruma, I'll get in trouble with the Major. No, you're wrong. I'm not a Shibashikuru.
The Black Tachikoma.
Leave the pursuit to the support police. For now, guaranteeing the safety of former Cabinet Minister Hiruma is our top priority.
I can't believe it wasn't a joke. There really was a 10th Tachikoma.
More importantly, how do we explain that little girl with the anti-material rifle? To handle that thing like it was a handgun, you need a prosthetic body with high output and performance. It's on par with the majors.
But hacking didn't work on her. It's possible that she isn't cyberized.
Which would mean that we lose our explanation for the ultra-high-frequency sound wave conversation that the Tachikoma told us about.
I guess.
If the little girl model prosthetic body had been in contact with Chirii, that must mean that she's involved with the Senninkai somehow. It's hopeless. The information keeps spreading farther and farther. I can't focus on the big picture.
Let Ishikawa handle the data regarding the Black Tachikoma and the little girl model prosthetic body. In any case, it's a clear fact that the terrorist organization centered around the Senninkai has put its assassination plan against former Cabinet Minister Hiruma into action. Prevent the assassination no matter what it takes. Is that clear?
Roger.
Based on the results of our reinvestigation into the failed rebellion 20 years ago, we've confirmed that a person who was arrested along with Michiba, but who was found innocent and set free, is living right here in berutarube. At the moment, I'm on my way to meet with this person. Considering who it is, there's a very good chance that certain people will try to stop me. I don't care who, but I want one of you to come to berutarube station on the double.
This is really strange. It's way past the meeting time, but nobody's here. Here comes someone.
I'm sorry to make you go to all the trouble of coming here.
Not at all.
I believe you already know what this is about and why I wanted to meet with you. Would you be so kind as to tell me about the failed rebellion 20 years ago? I'm aware that you and General Michiba were arrested and that he was sent to jail.
Chief, heads up. A bunch of people packing some nasty weapons just entered the station. They mean business.
It's too dangerous to stay. Go through the turnstile on the third floor and go outside. Keep her safe no matter what. Is that clear?
Roger.
to open them from a terminal?
It's no use! All the nearby terminals are destroyed! Oh, a terminal on the other side of the tracks is still working! What luck!
All right, use the functioning terminal to open the shutters and secure an escape route. Be quick about it.
Roger.
Wait for me, I'll go with you!
Madam, you're not hurt, I take it.
No.
I'm sorry to be abrupt. I need to know if you have any idea who those people were.
Sir, I've been retired for 20 years now, and all that time I've kept my mouth shut and haven't uttered a word about what happened. I don't have the faintest clue as to who would risk getting into such trouble over me holding my silence.
True, you may not know anything definite, but perhaps you have some information that you might not be aware of. Maybe you have important documents of some sort that have to do with the incident that took place 2 decades ago. Oh, I see. Then under those circumstances, do you know anything about an organization called the Seninkai?
The Seninkai? That was the name of Mr. Michiba's personal study group.
Excuse me? Did you say study group?
I did. After all these years, my memory is a bit rusty and I don't remember the details. But the topic of discussion was always the same. It never changed. I do recall was that the unwavering theme was symbiosis in the far north. Needless to say, I'm curious. Why are you suddenly interested in the Seninkai now? Broke up after Mr. Michiba passed away. I don't think the group even exists any longer.
Symbiosis in the far north.
Section 9's wiretap net caught a call originating from a public terminal at a restaurant in the high-rise district. The call was made to a public terminal located in the low-rise district. Two key phrases that were monitored during the conversation were Seninkai and wait at the museum. At present, old weapons from World War III are on display in an outdoor exhibit at the museum, so entry to the site by unauthorized personnel is prohibited. Get to the museum first, apprehend anyone who appears, and then extract information from them. Furthermore, although it's unclear why the person who used the keyword Seninkai deliberately chose the museum, we cannot deny the possibility that it's a trap represented by that keyword. When you make your equipment selection, make sure you prepare for the unexpected.
These are really old tanks. What do you think they would be in our family tree? Maybe they're our great-great-grandparents. Our great-great-grandparents? Wow, I want to meet them. Don't you think we should call them uncles or aunts instead of grandparents? After all, those tanks are a model made before we were equipped with AIs, right? Pieces of junk. Pieces of junk.
Tachikoma, what have you done this time?
I didn't do anything. All I did was call it a piece of junk.
Don't let it out on the streets. Do whatever it takes to stop it.
I've been falsely accused. Mr. Jikabachi? Hi, Mr. Jikabachi!
Jikabachi? I don't know. A warning, maybe.
I'm sending all remaining Tachikomas to them. Retrieve all of the runaway weapons before the police arrive.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go back to the hangar for maintenance, too.
Fine, once the mission's over.
Robots need love, too!
Like the chief says, this was a trap set by someone who obviously doesn't want Section 9 sniffing around.
And this mysterious someone is apparently able to start up tanks and send up Jigabachis. Quite a skill.
The only ones able to do that are in the military.
Has Kusumoto explained it?
Yes, I received a reply from him. He said that he's unable to take my call because it's a day before the ceremony.
So, do you suppose we're correct in thinking that the Senninkai equals the 27th Division?
Yeah, all the more so considering that the name Senninkai comes from the name of General Michiba's personal study group.
Kanbei said that there was suspicion of a diversion of weapons going on between Chirii and the 27th Division, right?
That's right.
And don't forget, Chirii had a disc in his possession that he distributed to the members of the Senninkai. If you take this into account, it becomes perfectly clear that Chirii was either a Senninkai member, or he was closely connected to them. However, something tells me that it's too much of a coincidence that they were involved in a weapons diversion scheme with the 27th Division.
Or what about this? It's also possible they've been arranging weapons diversions under the guise of Michiba's personal study group ever since he was here 20 years ago. Don't you think that probably has something to do with why Kanbei's been hot on the trail of this little matter?
That's one theory. On the other hand, according to military intelligence, they haven't conclusively proved that any weapons have even been diverted.
What do you mean?
They've investigated the inner workings of the 27th Division for years. Even if there was improper activity, they'd never spot discrepancies between the number of weapons that the books show had been allocated to the division and those they actually had. That would prove that weapons were being diverted.
So you're saying that the numbers matched up?
On the contrary, they have more. Regulations say that weapons and ammunition past their service lifespan are to be collected by the proper company reps and disposed of. But Kusumoto put off their disposal, calling it saving for a rainy day.
But couldn't he be using that to cover the diverted weapons?
Military intelligence thought the same thing, but when they did an unannounced investigation, they were able to account for all weapons and ammunition.
Two choices. Either the weapons were being diverted in the first place, or they beat military intelligence to the punch.
I can't say one way or the other.
Assuming for the moment that the Senninkai is an organization that's been using the Yakuza as a relay point to divert weapons for years, how do you intend to tie in the Hiruma assassination?
Good question.
But there's one other thing that's got me worried. Those think tank parts we discovered in the containers.
While I was doing some research, I dove Kinbishi, the company that developed the Tachikomas, and turned up something interesting. Apparently, there was a prototype for the Tachikoma.
What do you mean, a prototype? Nobody told me about that.
You're saying that the components for this prototype are the think tank parts we pulled out of those containers?
Yeah, but there's no way to be sure. According to an engineer who was involved in the development of it, the prototype didn't get green-lighted. In fact, it was supposed to have been scrapped.
Supposed to? They're not sure?
I tried to get confirmation from a scientist by the name of Sakata, who was in charge of the disposal. But unfortunately, he's been missing ever since he resigned for personal reasons. By the way, this Sakata guy was also involved in the development of the Tachikoma's bio-AI chips.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You mean there's a chance that this man Sakata ran off with the prototype Tachikoma instead of scrapping it?
Well, for lack of a better explanation, that's the most plausible one I can come up with at the moment. Oh, and get this. The day that Sakata resigned was the day after Michiba was arrested. There's no way to tell if it's merely a coincidence or not.
All right, for the sake of argument, let's assume that the black Tachikoma and the think tank parts we got from the containers were embezzled by that Sakata guy. That doesn't explain why the prototype was working with that little girl, the one who tried to assassinate Hiruma with the anti-material rifle. And why did it help a Yakuza like Chirii?
And a little girl who can wave that cannon of a gun around like it was nothing is a mystery all on her own.
I guess we hit a dead end. We've got plenty of dots on the paper, but I don't see any hint of a line to connect them all and form a picture of what's going on.
We still haven't discovered the one common thread that links them to the assassination of former cabinet minister Hiruma. But it's clear that the ideological keywords, Michiba and Senninkai, have a significant connection to the incident. We just need to find the key to this puzzle. At any rate, I'm sure it's a safe bet to assume that the 27th Division is connected in some way to the entire string of incidents.
I agree with you on that count. And here's something else. Do you remember the words, Shisamu has come again, Uko-charanke is out of the question?
Yeah, they're words in the ultra-high-frequency conversation that the Tachikoma overheard.
I wanted to find out what those meant, so I went back through their memories. It turns out that these are old words which have been handed down in this region. Uko-charanke means discussion. Shisamu means person from Honshu. In other words, people from Honshu have come. Discussion is out of the question.
In other words, they're feeling pretty gung-ho.
Our primary objective on this assignment is to prevent the assassination of former cabinet minister Hiruma. In order to accomplish that, we first need to uncover anything having to do with the 27th Division.
So what's the plan? I ask even though I think I know what you're going to say.
Isn't it obvious? We're gonna take it to the military.